This is from Ver. Uh, Good morning. Would you say quality of Marikina made shoes same as Italian? Why so expensive?
Quality, yeah.
Yes, I think what Ver wants to say is whether the quality of Marikina made shoes is the same as imported Italian made shoes, and why is it relatively more expensive now?
First, the Italians have built up a name over centuries na. That's why when it's made in Italy, automatically it commands a premium in pricing.
Ah,
Parang yung mga bag may binibili ka sa market eh. Pag tinanong, bakit mas mahal ito? Eh, gawang Japan yan eh. Pag tinanong, bakit mura ito? Gawang China yan eh. Ganon. So the Italians uh, have that advantage kagad kasi kilala na sila. Ang Made in Marikina, that's our purpose right now, our intention, is to make it a premium brand, at least in the local market. We used to be called the Italians of Asia. Now we're the Italians of the Philippines na lang siguro. But ang quality is the same, quality is good. It's the raw materials na nag-iiba. Ang balat ng Italiano malambot, ano. Dito kasi because of our access to good raw materials. Kaya medyo matigas ang sapatos natin. Pero in terms of quality, pareho. Kaya natin gawin. So the more you use, like if you use calf leather, mas malambot mga ano, mas mahal talaga yung mga yan. Which the Italians are using, which we here locally, we don't have ready access to. Kaya,
so it's just a matter of raw materials, not the
Yes.
skill, not the. Okay, this one is also from Facebook, and this one is from Jenny Ariola. Marikina has an ongoing shoe expo to promote the local shoemakers. As president, no, actually your director general, but she says, as president of PFFI, do you think it's a worthwhile event?
personally, I think we have to redo the whole plan of what, because this is a city government project. It's not spearheaded by
By the private
by
sector.
the private sector. But although we have advised, I've personally had talked with the mayor, and I've advised him that on how we should do the trade fair para hindi ganon. Kasi really we want to refocus the industry towards the mid to high end. Hindi puro alisin ba yung Tiangge mentality. Although you can still produce some issues para pagbenta, pero iakyat natin yung ano natin, stature. Yun ang intention namin sa Marikina.
Okay. For Attorney Hector, recently our guest was one of your representatives from the industry, Mr. Banaag, and we're going to rehash some of the questions that came late last week, last time, no. We weren't able to read this, but we'll ask you. This is from Bernie of Pasay. Is it still good to enter into the business of guns? From Bernie of Pasay.
Well, he has to make a study. Of course, any business is good for as long as you know what you are doing.
Aha. Okay, this one is from Nolan from Manila. I'm a shooter. Nice to know PH-made, Philippine-made products accepted by first world countries. So this is not a question. This is more of a this is more of a reaction by
Yes.
Nolan. Okay.
That's true. That's correct.
This one is from Boy. Hindi malulugi ang gun business dahil bulok ang peace and order sa bansa natin. At not another non-question, but a reaction. Would you agree?
Well, the
Signs of the times.
crimes remain unchecked, sadly, by the Philippine National Police. For whatever reason, I do not know. Maybe lack of manpower, lack of visibility. Common crimes, common street crimes are proliferating. So it's a sad fact that we are facing. And
So good people have to have the means to defend themselves against this.
well, that is a natural right given to us, to all of us.
This question is not for you, no? Pero dahil yan lang ang questions natin ngayon, we're not coming to them live, no? So I'll ask you the same question. How is the peace and order in your in Marikina? You're identified with Marikina.
Yeah.
And we've always had the notion that Marikina is a very clean and a very orderly city, the
I,
shoe capital.
I think what is happening now, not only in Marikina, but throughout the Philippines, and even in other parts of the world, these are signs of the times. Medyo naging violent ng tao eh.
Aha.
Eh, Dito sa akin, I think the government should really push for supporting the manufacturing industries
Aha.
para magkaroon ng trabaho. Kasi a lot of these are rooted on poverty eh. Sa
Yes.
hirap eh. Maski na ano. So, tama na muna yung dada. Patakbuhin na yung ekonomiya. Ibaba na yung pera, labas na para makatulong sa may mga trabaho. Tulungan ng mga manufacturing industries. In fact, we have given some suggestions to the city government na pag nga traders, taasan ng tax. Pag manufacturers, tulungan, babaan.
Aha.
Kasi sila nagbibigay ng trabaho eh. Sila nagbibigay ng ano eh.
Yang pinag-uusapan nyo na yan yung I can tell you right here that is the long-standing dispute between the Federation of Philippine Industries on the one hand, the Philippine Chamber of Commerce and Industry on the other hand, no, yung manufacturers and traders. So, meron bang happy medium yan? Dahil parehong negosyante, hindi naman pwedeng kumampi yung gobyerno sa isa at the expense of the other. So, anong nakikita niyong point na magkakasundo kayo ng
Kasi
traders?
titignan mo naman saan kumikita eh. Between the manufacturer and the trader, mas malaki kita ng trader kaysa sa manufacturer. Ginigipit nilang ang manufacturer, tapos silang kumikita, they're raking in the profits. So it's only proper that they be taxed more. And they're not giving any value added to the, ano, they're not giving
They're
the,
not employing
as many people as the
many,
manufacturing sector. Yun ang namang, ano ko, ang pananaw ko. I think the government should really help the manufacturing sector dito. And we should also take advantage of the situation now when China's aggressiveness. I've been telling people about 5 or 10 years ago, I can't remember. Na basta China is very strong, hindi mo maano yan. But unless they'll start to grow weak if they start their expansion in this movement, and which is happening now.
So nagkakaroon sinasabi niyo, because you're not only a Filipino businessman, you're a Chinese Filipino businessman. So you're in the know. Ibig sabihin, meron kayong usap-usapan within your circles na baka we do not have access to. So kayo nararamdaman niyo na nagkakaroon na ng wedge between China and the rest of the world because of their aggression.
Maraming buyers right now are looking outside of China as a possible source because of China's aggressiveness. I think the Philippines should take advantage of it. Sadly, we have one of the worst investment packages among the ASEAN members, among the ASEAN or Asian countries. Hindi ko malaman tuloy kung if the government is after the investors to come in or after making money. Lagi mo ano ba gusto nyo? Kumita ba kayo? O gusto nyo pumasok
Is it
investment?
revenue generating or to cultivate investment?
Yeah, but you have to look down the road, no? You don't see, ito lang, kikita tayo dito ng ganito.
Maliit.
Ang gobyerno
So
maliit.
short-sighted.
Short-sighted. You have to look long term. Ano pang trabaho mabibigay ng papasok nito? Anong technology papasok nito?
Kaya Attorney Hector, sa industriya nyo, no, tatlo lang kayo alam kong manufacturers dito sa tatlong malaki at least. Ewan ko kung meron pang iba. Pero dun sa tatlo na yun, ilan ang kakumpetensya nyo na ano na mga traders lang ng foreign brands, no? Siguro pwede kayong bagyuhin ang number of competitors na meron kayo. So, how do you deal with that? And do you feel that the current administration is sympathetic towards you?
In our particular case, we are 3 manufacturers, and there are a lot of dealers, of course, and these are dealers who get from us. So it complements each other. So of course, we still have to follow some channel of distribution, because as a manufacturer, for me, we have to focus more on production rather than sales. So the channel of distribution is actually from manufacturer and dealer and then end user. That's how we do it in our industry.
Okay. To what extent this is a business program? This is not a police or crime program. Pero we know that law and order in a certain locale, say Marikina or Parañaque, is directly affects the kind of the business environment. We have to accept that now. So, to, are you satisfied with the current environment as far as the law and order is concerned? And why? Why or why not? I ask that because I know your concerns. Now, maybe you can vent some of those concerns.
No, I'm not happy with the peace and order situation actually. And I believe this is not only because of poverty but because of drugs.
Yes.
I think we lack teeth in our drive against drugs. Karamihan ng mga crimes na nakikita mo are a result of drug influence.
Uh-huh. So, you think the solution is to do away with drugs? But
Yeah, of course.
okay, let's
It's a big problem, but
let's correlate. The biggest drug suppliers here are native Chinese, no? And this is supported by arrests made by the Philippine Drug Enforcement Agency. So this is not haka-haka on our part.
Yeah.
This is supported by arrests and the number of cases. Number two are the Africans, the African drug cartel. But first is still the Chinese drug cartel. So from the circle, the Chinoy circle, can you do something? Report, coordinate, whatever.
no. Okay, we don't have. We don't talk about it in the Chinese community. If you're asking us, and I don't know who the players are actually. But I can see what I see are the news reports, because I also have talked with people from our Rescue 161, which is the counterpart of the Rescue 911 in the U.S. And I get feedback on the crime rates and everything. So a lot of them are drug related, a lot of them are poverty driven. Pero
Poverty and drugs, pag yan ang naghalo, patay.
Kaya nga eh. Yun nga eh.
Kayo, sir?
I think it's insufficient. What the government is doing is insufficient.
God ban next month. So ibig sabihin yung mga kriminal na lang ang armado, yung mga legit citizens, yung mga law-abiding citizens will be walking around vulnerable again.
Malamang ganun mangyayari.
That's the trend,
Yeah.
no? Dahil kasi marami naman doon sa mga bodyguards ng mga warlords. They're not ordinary civilians. A lot of them, we
Yes.
can say, and this is supported again by statistics, are also government men. Ganun naman
That's true.
talaga.
That's correct.
May pahabol daw from Facebook. This guy is not the first time na nagpadala, pero alias na naman. G.I. Joe shipwreck, at least meron pa rin tayong questions kahit na paano, pero Facebook lang. For Metro Arms, recent gun show held at SMX, dati sa Mega Mall. Why change in venue?
Well, we are looking at different venue because we want to attract more people from the south.
Okay.
So it was fairly successful. People from the south were able to see what we have.
Okay. Also from G.I. Joe, what are your marketing plans for next year since gun ban will be enforced? Lugi ba?
Well, definitely the market, as we have experienced in the past, always shrink during the gun ban period and takes off after the gun ban. So that is expected, and I think most of the gun distributors would anticipate that slowdown.
Okay, sir, both gentlemen, very briefly, your parting shots. Sir.
Well, I just would like to take this opportunity to request the people, the public, and the government to seriously consider buying Philippine-made products. Na hindi lang sa Marikina, maski sa ibang, basta gawang Pilipino, gawa sa Pilipinas. Although I'm Chinese, I was born here, I grew up here, I studied here. So I consider myself very much a Filipino.
Attorney.
Well, speaking on the manufacturing side of the matter here, I would agree with my um, colleague here that the government needs to really support the manufacturing sector because it will strengthen the backbone of our economy. What we have now is a soft economy, which, as Roger here has said, that it hasn't trickled down
The masses.
to the masses, and we cannot feel, although they say that we have improved, but people's lives does not improve. So we have to be given more incentive on the local manufacturing sector.
They have to go down to the grassroots para makita nila hirap na buhay.
And on that note, thank you very much. And